Jesus says, "Since you don't know who I am, you don't know who my Father is. If you knew me, you would also know my Father." What is Jesus saying? If you knew who Jesus was, then you would know who God is. But since you don't know who Jesus is, since you haven't experienced him, since you don't know who he is, then you don't know who God is. Because if you knew Jesus, then you would know that there's only one way to God, not multiple ways. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, beginning and the end. He's the way to God. People say that there's many ways to God. That's not true. There's many different ways that lead you away from God, yes, but there is only one way that leads you to God and keeps you with God, and that's Jesus Christ. He is the way. Why only Jesus and not Muhammad or something else? Because everyone else wasn't perfect. They were human, just like you and I. And in fact, they were false doctrinated. They gave false doctrine. But God, Jesus Christ, he came down, put on the human flesh to show, like, to humble himself and to, it's not that he wasn't already humble, but he came and put himself in a lower position. He put on the human flesh to go through a life for us so that he can die for us, so that we can go back to him, because sin separated us from him. He didn't create sin. He created angels, which then, because he gave them free will out of love instead of forcing them to love him, he gave them free will to either choose to love him or to walk away. So they chose to walk away. Evil wasn't a thing. God created good. He's not a God of evil. He's a God of living and of good. Um, but they chose, like we choose now, to do bad things. So that brought evil. So Jesus came in the flesh to give you a way out of that evil like nobody else could. God did it himself for you. And so why is Jesus the only one who is worthy, or the only God, or the only way to God? Is because he's the only one who gives you the truth. Look, look at other religions. They all contradict themselves. They say one thing and then they overlap on the other and then fall. They trip over themselves. Jesus doesn't. He actually pulls you away from what you think is right and actually brings you to what is right, not what you thought was right, but what actually is right. He brings you to real truth. And people get uncomfortable because the truth hurts. It is uncomfortable. Nobody wants to hear the truth. Honestly, do you think that you want to go to a hospital where, for example, a family, somebody you know, like a family member or like a boyfriend or girlfriend is dying, like they might have got shot or something, and all you want to hear is good news that they're gonna be okay, and in fact they're gonna walk out home and go home safely the same day, and they're gonna be 100% without a doubt perfectly fine. But no, people, doctors have to give you the truth. Like they're gonna tell you what you don't want to hear. I'm sorry, but like in most cases, like I'm sorry, but they're not gonna make it, or they only have this long to live, or hey, they sadly passed away like 2 minutes ago. Like that's the truth, and it hurts. And it hurts to hear that Jesus is the only way, because you might have grown up thinking that there's so many other ways, like tarot cards and stuff. But no, it gives you what you want, like a source of power and some sort of like a supernatural feeling, and like the attention that you want, and it's quick. But Jesus gives you real love. He is love. We know how to love because of him, and because of him, we can know truth and go back to him. But we've all just been led astray to different things away from him. Why do you think everybody goes against him? Every religion goes against him. But when you aren't against other religions, they respect you. But then when you bring Jesus in, now you're hated and want and like they want to hurt you, because Jesus is truth. He's the real one. He's actually been calling you. And yeah, he loves you. He actually wants a relationship with you. He doesn't hate you. He doesn't condemn you. He wants to forgive you. But you gotta step into that.